They ended in silence. Graves scattered across the world. We visit where Hollywood's most beautiful legends were finally laid to rest. Number 1. Marilyn Monroe. She was more than a star, she was a symbol. Marilyn Monroe defined beauty in Hollywood's golden age. That smile, that voice. The world couldn't look away. But behind the glamour there was loneliness, a life filled with pressure, expectation, and silence. On August 5, 1962, she was just 36. She died from a barbiturate overdose. She rests at Westwood Village Memorial Park Cemetery. Number 2. Audrey Hepburn. Elegance had a face, and it was hers. Audrey Hepburn wasn't just beautiful, she was timeless, grace in every movement, warmth in every smile. But life tested her, even beyond the spotlight. In her final years, she gave herself to humanitarian work. On January 20, 1993, she was 63. She died of appendiceal cancer. She rests in Talakanaz Cemetery. Number 3. Natalie Wood. She grew up on screen, and the world watched. Natalie Wood had a beauty that felt real, fragile, emotional, human. From child star to Hollywood icon, but her story ended in mystery. On November 29, 1981, she was 43. She drowned near Catalina Island, under circumstances still questioned. She rests at Westwood Village Memorial Park Cemetery. Number 4. Grace Kelly. She didn't just act like royalty, she became it. Grace Kelly left Hollywood at her peak, a princess, a legend, a perfect image. But perfection can be fragile. On September 14, 1982, she was 52. She died after a car accident in Monaco. She rests at Cathedral of Our Lady Immaculate. Number 5. Elizabeth Taylor. Violet eyes that no one could forget. Elizabeth Taylor was beauty, power, and scandal. A life of fame, love, and headlines, but also illness and survival. On March 23, 2011, she was 79. She died of congestive heart failure. She rests at Forest Lawn Memorial Park. Number 6. Brittany Murphy. She had a voice you recognized instantly. Brittany Murphy was vibrant, unpredictable, alive. She lit up every role she touched. But something behind the scenes wasn't right. On December 20, 2009, she was 32. She died from pneumonia, anemia, and drug intoxication. She rests at Forest Lawn Memorial Park. Number 7. Farrah Fawcett. She was the poster on a million walls. Farrah Fawcett defined an entire era of beauty. That hair, that smile, that energy. But her final fight was private and painful. On June 25, 2009, she was 62. She died of anal cancer. She rests at Westwood Village Memorial Park Cemetery. Number 8. Sharon Tate. Her future looked limitless. Sharon Tate had beauty that felt almost unreal. Hollywood saw a rising star. But evil found her first. On August 9, 1969, she was 26 and 8 months pregnant. She was murdered by members of the Manson family. She rests at Holy Cross Cemetery. Number 9. Jane Mansfield. She lived loud, bright, unapologetic. Jane Mansfield was often compared to Marilyn, but she was her own storm. Fame followed her everywhere, but so did danger. On June 29, 1967, she was 34. She died in a tragic car accident. She rests at Fairview Cemetery. Number 10. Hedy Lamarr. She wasn't just beautiful, she was brilliant. Hedy Lamarr had a mind far ahead of her time. Hollywood saw her face, but history remembers her genius. On January 19, 2000, she was 85. She died of heart disease. Her ashes were scattered in Austria. Number 11. Rita Hayworth. She was called the Love Goddess. Rita Hayworth had a beauty that defined an era. Every movement, every glance, unforgettable. But behind the fame, her memory began to fade. A cruel illness took what Hollywood once adored. On May 14, 1987, she was 68. She died from complications of Alzheimer's disease. She rests at Holy Cross Cemetery. Number 12. Ingrid Bergman. Natural beauty. No effort, just truth. Ingrid Bergman didn't need perfection. She was real. Her performances felt human, deep, emotional, honest. But even legends face quiet battles. On August 29, 1982, her birthday, she was 67. She died of breast cancer. Her ashes were scattered in the sea near Sweden. Number 13. Vivien Leigh. She gave the world Scarlett O'Hara. Vivien Leigh was fire on screen, intense, unforgettable. But off-screen, her mind was a battlefield, struggles that few truly understood. On July 8, 1967, she was 53. She died from tuberculosis. Her ashes were scattered at her home in England. Number 14. Ava Gardner. She was wild, untamed, magnetic. Ava Gardner didn't follow Hollywood rules. She broke them. A life full of passion, love, and chaos. On January 25, 1990, she was 67. She died of pneumonia. She rests at Sunset Memorial Park. Number 15. Lauren Bacall. One look, and you remembered her forever. Lauren Bacall had a voice as iconic as her face. Cool, confident, untouchable. A presence that never faded. On August 12, 2014, she was 89. She died after a stroke. She rests at Forest Lawn Memorial Park. Number 16. Jane Mansfield. She lived in the spotlight, constantly. Jane Mansfield built an image the world couldn't ignore. Glamorous, controversial, but fame moves fast, and life moves faster. On June 29, 1967, she was 34. She died in a devastating car crash. She rests at Fairview Cemetery. Number 17. Carole Lombard. She made people laugh effortlessly. Carole Lombard was comedy, charm, and brilliance, one of Hollywood's brightest lights. Gone far too soon. On January 16, 1942, she was 33. She died in a plane crash during wartime. She rests at Forest Lawn Memorial Park. Number 18. Dorothy Dandridge. She broke barriers in a world that resisted her. Dorothy Dandridge was elegance and strength. The first black woman nominated for a Best Actress Oscar, but success didn't protect her from struggle. On September 8, 1965, she was 42. She died from an overdose of antidepressants. She rests at Forest Lawn Memorial Park. Number 19. Jean Harlow. They called her the original blonde bombshell. Jean Harlow was bold, glamorous, unforgettable, but her life moved too fast and ended even faster. On June 7, 1937, she was just 26. She died of kidney failure. She rests at Forest Lawn Memorial Park. Number 20. Natalie Cole. She carried a legendary name and made it her own. Natalie Cole was grace, talent, and resilience. A voice that healed, even through pain. On December 31, 2015, she was 65. She died of heart failure. She rests at Forest Lawn Memorial Park. Number 21. Carrie Fisher. She was a princess, but never just that. Carrie Fisher brought strength, sarcasm, and honesty to the screen. Behind the humor, there were real battles. On December 27, 2016, she was 60. She died after suffering cardiac arrest, with sleep apnea and drug-related factors contributing. She rests at Forest Lawn Memorial Park. Number 22. Debbie Reynolds. She lived for the spotlight, and for her daughter, Debbie Reynolds was joy, energy, pure Hollywood. But sometimes, the heart follows grief. On December 28, 2016, just one day later, she was 84. She died from a stroke. She rests beside her daughter at Forest Lawn Memorial Park. Number 23. Anne Heche. Her life was never quiet. Anne Heche was bold, unpredictable, unfiltered, a talent that refused to fit into one box. But tragedy came suddenly. On August 11, 2022, she was 53. She died from injuries after a car crash. She was cremated, her ashes held by her family. Number 24. Raquel Welch. She didn't just enter Hollywood, she owned it. Raquel Welch became a global symbol of beauty and strength, an image that defined generations. On February 15, 2023, she was 82. She died after a brief illness. She was cremated. Number 25. Olivia de Havilland. She was elegance. With quiet power, Olivia de Havilland lived through Hollywood's entire golden age and beyond. A career built on strength and independence. On July 26, 2020, she was 104. She died of natural causes. She rests at Cimetière du Montparnasse. Number 26. Joan Crawford. She fought for every inch of her fame. Joan Crawford was ambition, intensity, and control, a legend built through sheer will. On May 10, 1977, she was 72. She died of a heart attack. She rests at Ferncliff Cemetery. Number 27. Bette Davis. She didn't follow rules. She rewrote them. Bette Davis was fierce, fearless, unforgettable, a face that told stories without speaking. On October 6, 1989, she was 81. She died of breast cancer. She rests at Forest Lawn Memorial Park. Number 28. Greta Garbo. She wanted to be alone, and the world let her. Greta Garbo was mystery itself. Beauty, distance, silence. A legend who walked away at her peak. On April 15, 1990, she was 84. She died of pneumonia and kidney failure. Her ashes were interred at Skog Gordon. Number 29. Mae West. She didn't whisper, she commanded attention. Mae West was bold before it was acceptable. Confidence, wit, power. On November 22, 1980, she was 87. She died after a stroke. She rests at Cypress Hills Cemetery. Number 30. Jane Meadows. She was elegance, without noise. Jane Meadows built a quiet, lasting career, a presence that never demanded attention, but always earned it. On April 26, 2015, she was 95. She died of natural causes. She rests at Forest Lawn Memorial Park. Number 31. Veronica Lake. She had a look the world tried to copy. Veronica Lake made mystery feel effortless. That hair, that gaze, that silence. But fame faded, faster than expected. On July 7, 1973, she was 50. She died of hepatitis and kidney failure. She rests at Overlook Cemetery,